So today I'm going to talk about this Cooler Master, which is cool, to cool my actual CPU, which is also cool. Actually not cool, it's actually hot because it's old ass CPU and you know, it's actually 130 watts. So since I cannot afford the new ones, I just figure I just upgrade my old ass 10 years old PC and try to make it, you know, work for what I need it to work, and that should be enough. I'm trying to see how much I can get out of this, you know, CPU overclocked, so I don't have to do a new build, even though I would like to, but I cannot afford it and I'm not sponsored. So I love the products. The Cooler Master is great, it's very cool, and it's more affordable than the other options that you have out there. So the reason that I bought this is because it's a bigger radiator, and I figure if I will do a new build somehow, then I will have a cooler that's going to handle that, you know, that CPU that will also overclock, because I cannot run as stock anymore. It's like it's an addiction, you know, to overclock. It's really crazy. So I've been running this for about 5 years overclocked, and before that I had it as stock, and once I overclocked it was only at 3.3, and actually I've been running it like that for a long time, and now lately I've been trying to overclock it more, but it's running too hot. So that's the reason that I'm trying to cool it off with the Cooler Master 240 over here, and I picked this over the 120 because I figured this is also a little bit future proof in case I want to build something new, or I want to get another CPU, or even if I get like the old CPU from this socket that's about the 980 or 990, but 980 Extreme, it's actually unlocked and you can overclock it to maybe 4.5 or even more if you can keep it cool. So I'm gonna try it first with this and see what the difference is. I've been doing tests with on air, and I have like screenshots of the results. So enough chatter, let's unbox this thing and try to do some installing and then some tests and see how it goes.
A very good idea after you install, it's a very good idea to just check to make sure that you have no leaks, and then, you know, start your system and go from there. The one thing that I found a little bit strange is that it has a very good, what did I do, the book? It has a good a book here, you know, which is great. It has, you know, pictures and stuff, I guess, if it's focused right, and you know, it's helpful. But there is no written instructions, and it's okay because I'm very intuitive. So for me, I could, you know, actually it's not that big a deal. I could install the thing without having any instructions. But one thing that I found a bit distracting is that I didn't know where to plug the pump or the fans from the cooler, and this is where I tried to get this answer from the internet and everywhere, and everybody's telling you to plug it into the CPU fan header to plug the pump into there.
CPU fan speed 2481, that's the pump.
And what I found out through my tests is that it doesn't matter where you plug the pump is going to run at 100%.
Okay, so CPU fan now it's at 1300, before it's at 2000 something. So this is actually the fans of the Cooler Master 240, and the power fan is, you know, at 2500.
So it doesn't matter, you can just plug it into a normal fan header with 3 pins. It's all it needs. It doesn't need more than that. So that's all you need to do. Don't worry about the other stuff. And the actually fans you need to plug into the CPU fan, because they do get controlled by the motherboard. And this is I think it's more important. So that way your computer is not gonna, you know, it increases the fan speeds as it gets hot, to where if you plug it somewhere else, what I found out is that they run at 100% also all the time, and this can create more noise, which some people actually don't like. My system, it's already a bit noisy because it's old, so all the fans, they used to be quiet, but in time they get actually, you know, they get more noisy in time. But the fans of the cooler, they're actually quiet. They honestly, if I didn't have my other fans, I think they're very quiet and they're running at low RPMs, so I don't have an issue with it at all. Like some people complain that it's too loud. All right, I'm sorry, but I had to stop. There is something going on. There is something. This thing right here behind me, since I installed it, it made everything so cool. I mean, not actually so cold that I got sick. I got sick and now I'm sick. And I'm sorry for that, my voice is messed up, so, and you know, this is should be on the warning label. Yeah, he got me sick. The 240 got me sick. I should get the 120. I think I would have been fine with the 120. The 240 got me sick. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know in advance, so you know before you buy this thing, that it's gonna get you sick. It's gonna make everything so cool and so cold, actually, not cool. Yeah, both, that you're going to get sick. That's all. You're just gonna get a cold. It's not a big deal. You go to the pharmacy, you get some NyQuil or whatever you get, and you get over it, and it's fine. And maybe you'll need to put some more warmer clothes on when you're in the room with this guy right here. That's all I want to say. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so as I saw, and you also saw that the highest temperature, I guess, it's about, it was, let's see here, okay, 61 degrees. And it's very warm here actually because I'm having a cold, and it's about maybe 25, 30 degrees Celsius here because I'm having a really bad cold, and it's pretty warm. So actually what I learned is that actually it's not letting the CPU getting, you know, any hotter than 60, 61, it seems like. It doesn't matter how warm the room is. And the fan seems to work. It just raises the fans up to higher RPMs when it's getting warmer. And except like I see, it is staying, you know, warm longer, because right now it's still at 48, so it takes probably a bit longer to cool down compared to the air one. Is dropping, I think, a little bit faster. But as far as like rising the temperature, it doesn't raise as fast. You know, it raises a lot slower, and also it's not going over 60 with this processor, you know, being pushed, because this is like close to its limit. You know, this processor, I think maybe they can be pushed to about 4 gigahertz, but it's really pushing it. And it's also 10 years old, and it's been running overclocked for about, I think, 6-7 years. But it was not this high. It was only at 3.3 because you know, it was getting too hot when I was rendering and doing stuff like that, so I had to keep it lower. And now I am able to have it overclock at 3.8, which is great because of this 240 master cooler liquid loop that seems to keep it cool. So, and also it's a good upgrade in case I wanna, you know, get a different CPU. It will be something that I can use for that also, not just, you know, always replace all the parts in your build. So I can use this for something else if I decide to build something later. Maybe the 120 would have done the same thing, but probably the fans would have to run a lot faster at a lot higher RPM compared to this one. And also here in the burning test, you can see they had the same temperature, and on the air, the same exact test. You can see that the temperature were between 49 and 77 compared to the water, to where they were under 37 and 61. So it performs a lot better. In both cases, the CPU is clocked at 3.8. So this is my results with the Cooler Master MasterLiquid 240. That I think was worth it. And if it's anything to learn from this, is that it's a great product. I think they should include some written instructions for the installation and explain to people where to plug their, fan and where to plug the pump, because it does make a difference. And especially in the older version of the boards that they're not designed for water cooling or water cooling loops for the matter, it would be helpful to have some more information, written information, that we can, read and understand how does it work, because you don't want to burn the pump. In the same time, you don't want to, your fans to run at 100% non-stop. So this actually, would be something that I could improve on. This is the only thing that I found. So this is my opinion. I'm happy with the product, and I would suggest it to everybody that wants to buy it, to be able to cool the system if they overclock or whatever reason they might have. With this, when I was under load, my temperature went right away to like, what was it? Like 70 degrees right away, like very fast going up. So now the way it does it, it's going up, but it's going slowly up. Like somehow I think the heat transferring is a lot faster, because it has a copper heatsink that transfers the heat a lot faster to the header there, to the pump, and it keeps it a lot more cooler somehow, and it doesn't get cooled fast. It gets slowly, but it stays at a constant temperature. And like I said, with a 3.8, with this type of CPU that's 130 watts, it's actually keeping it at 60 degrees, which is amazing compared to this that will keeping it at 77 or something like that, which is, I don't like to run it that hot, honestly. It's too much. 60, I think it's more than cool enough to have, at a full load, to where most of the time you don't use your CPU at full load, you use it at 80-90%. So I think it's great. It's great. It did the job. I'm super happy. This is, going into whatever, the box. In case I sell this system or the CPU or something, then I can sell it with the cooler. I still have the original cooler in the box, never opened, never used it. From the beginning, I bought this and I installed it, and it's been working ever since. But now it's time for it to retire. So it's great to have this newer technology to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. You get more performance, and I'm happy with it. So I hope you enjoy it, and you learned something from it. I also did, and I'll see you next time. My screen's going in standby.